Hi everyone. Can you please confirm if we are audible? Okay, so just let us know if everything is fine. Audio, video, everything is fine.
Hi all, welcome to Go Classes.
This Diwali,
Please let us know. Are we audible? Is the audio video clear? Let me know.
Yeah, I think everything is fine. Most probably. So Shishir will be joining in just 1 or 2 minutes, or maybe 2-3 minutes. So we thought that we can address you meanwhile. Okay.
So in this session, basically we are going to discuss how to approach test series. Many students they are sending messages related to test series, like how to approach test series, how to analyze a test. After attempting the test, how to analyze the test. Okay, and in some test you are getting low marks, in some test you are getting high marks. So how to interpret that? What that means? If you are getting low marks, what does that mean? And if you are getting high marks, does it mean you are doing a nice preparation? So basically all these doubts, all these issues we want to discuss today. And for that we have invited a very special guest, and that is Shishir Roy. Many of you already know Shishir Roy. He is all India rank 29. He will be joining us in just 5 minutes. He will be joining us. Okay. So you can ask all your doubts to Shishir. The purpose of this session is to resolve all your doubts. Okay. So please, whatever doubt you have related to test series, weekly quizzes, Go Classes weekly quizzes, or test series, any test series. Okay. So whatever issue you are facing, please let us know in the comments, and Shishir will take all your comments. Okay, one by one. Shishir and Sachin will answer all your doubts, all your comments.
Yeah, so actually, when we give the test, like generally, mainly the concern, like there are 2-3 questions that me and Deepak has thought that you people might be having, which is that what is the correct time to attempt the test? How many number of tests should we attempt? So these are the, because see, we are already in the mid of November, so these are the questions which are very natural. Like how many number of tests should we attempt, and should we start now, or should we start in December, or should we wait even for January? So there are few questions that you people might be having. So, like I think all of these questions are something which are almost common to many of the students. So we will be first taking those questions to be answered from the CSE, and then we will be taking the more general doubts that you have in the YouTube comments, right? Okay. So
Shishir
yeah.
will join us in just few minutes.
Yeah, as I can see the very first comment on the YouTube live also, that does giving mock test early beneficial? So, or should I start giving mock test in January because of the syllabus completion? Because you have only completed, let's suppose, 70% of the syllabus. So should you give test in November? Yeah, so it's a good doubt. So let's welcome Shishir, and we will be asking all of these doubts to Shishir, right? So hi Shishir, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Are we live right now?
Yes, Shishir,
Yes,
we are
Shishir.
live.
Yeah, okay. I'll just start my video.
Okay, not an issue. Take your time.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hi Shishir.
Hi, Sachin sir. Hello, Deepak sir.
Hi, Shishir. Welcome. Welcome back.
Okay. So, Shishir, as you know, that today we will be taking your guidance in test series. That how you approach test series and what was your experience with respect to like analysis of the test, and there are many questions that we will be asking, and also like what was your friend's experience, because currently you are in ISC, you must have met many toppers, right? You must be surrounded with all the toppers. So if you have discussed with them, so what was their experience? These things we will be asking, and there are many questions that our aspirants has already asked, so we will be just putting those questions also. Okay, so let's directly start with very first question. That, as you know, that now it's 10th of November, right? So
Yeah.
now during this time, which is almost mid of November, during this time, do you think like it's a good time to attempt the test, or it is already late, or it is too early to attempt to start attempting the full length test?
Yeah, to be honest, it depends on where you stand right now with your syllabus completion. Let's
Okay.
say, suppose someone has completed maybe 70 to 80% of their syllabus, then it's um, very nice time to start giving test for them. But let's say someone who has done maybe 50% or less syllabus, then they should still focus on completing syllabus first. They can start giving tests at a later date, let's say suppose 1st of December, or maybe the hard limit that I would say is 15th of December. No, you should not delay more than that. Uh,
Got it. So you are saying that if your syllabus is 70% or more, if that is the case, then you should consider attempting full length test, right?
yeah. I mean, after 70%, you can like mostly you will be remaining with two subjects, so you can slowly complete your syllabus and simultaneously give tests, revise, and solve your doubts, etc. I mean, these things are more important for those people.
Okay. So with 70% of the syllabus completion, like the marks also will be lesser, because anyway like 30% syllabus we like aspirant has not completed. So in that case, how should the aspirant set any benchmark that, okay, I mean this much marks he or she should be getting, because the syllabus is only 70% completed.
Yeah, with 70% syllabus, I mean, you could have attempted 80 marks in the test of 80 marks. So you can judge yourself how much am I getting out of 80, not out of 100. And I mean, everyone does this. I mean, no one has done their syllabus completely. But most of the people, I mean, it's understandable for average student. So you
Good.
can still judge yourself on what marks you are getting, on where you stand right now. I mean, obviously there will be some exceptional student who has done everything in the syllabus and they are getting, let's say, 80%. So you should see them, but don't compare yourself with them, that he is getting so much and I'm not getting. I mean, it's not the time to feel bad about getting less marks. You can do that later, but you have to.
Right. So basically, let's suppose that my syllabus is completed 70%, around 70%. So you are saying that, like, I mean, instead of worrying about the marks, we should worry about that. Okay, what went wrong in the exam? I mean, which means that
Yeah.
what we could have solved, and what we should have scored, and we have not scored in the test, right?
Yeah. The analysis is important here. The way you should analyze your test, that is important. You should not worry about marks. It's still not the time to worry about marks. You have to focus your own analysis. Say, so what I used to do, I mean, I started giving tests a little late, but I still followed this. So you have to, I mean, what I did was, after attempting the test, I see how much I have attempted, how much I have scored, but I also look at what else could I have answered correctly, how many more questions could I have answered correctly based on my current level of understanding of the syllabus. And that's the first pass of your analysis. In the second pass, you can think of it like that. these means you can note down few topics that you haven't understood well, and then think of it as what if I had understood these topics, and then how much more could I have scored in that particular test. So it gives you a two-fold analysis. Like first, the first analysis shows um, where you got your where you lack in terms of problem solving skills, and the second analysis shows where you lack in terms of syllabus completion. So these 2 points are, I think, important right now. Till January you can complete complete the remaining topics that you have. Still, let's say you have done your OS, but still you are not getting complete marks in synchronization, so you can study that. Means so you have to find those topics that you think you have studied but you couldn't score marks. First you have to find those topics, you have to study those, then you can move forward to studying let's say new topics if you want, or otherwise you can um, analyze more tests and work on your problem solving skills. And it depends like what's your current marks that you are getting, and what do you have expected, what is your expected marks that you want to get.
Right.
Shishir, I want to ask one doubt that in any gate exam, in any gate paper, and also in the mock test, also we put some questions in the gate exam. Also, there are some questions which are not meant to be solved in the exam. Do you agree that there are some questions which you should
Yeah.
not attempt during the gate exam? Those questions you should skip. Basically, you should have that kind of understanding. You should have that, okay, when you see that question, and you should skip it. That question is meant to be skipped. In the gate exam, every year this happens. What is your experience about it?
About that, look, many questions look scary at first sight. You cannot just read it and say that it is undoable and skip it. You have to just at least give 1 or 2 minutes, maybe more, but it depends on how confident you are that you can solve it or not. But you have to read it thoroughly and at least attempt it, give it some time, then you can be sure that I want to drop this or not. Like sometimes many questions are easy but they look scary at first sight. Like I can give an example of last year one COA question came. They were, I don't remember what they were exactly asking, but they had some machine
Assembly
code.
code.
Yeah,
Assembly,
code.
some assembly program
Yeah,
was
yeah.
given. Yes, yes.
They were asking about something related to addresses, but I don't frankly
Yes, yes.
remember right now.
Yes,
But
yes.
it looks scary at first sight, but if you read it, then it was very easy.
Yes, sir. It was quite simple, and I think some array was given and assembly code was given.
Yeah.
The question was so big because the options were also big.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So what I think that if the question is also scary, the question is big, the question is scary, and also your understanding of that particular topic on which this question is based, if your understanding is also weak, then in that case, what do you think? Because like if there is a question based on, let's assume, pumping lemma, and you really don't understand pumping lemma, let's assume you have always struggled with pumping lemma, and the question is, let's assume, some complicated question, some big question, then in that situation, should you just skip it, and or should you spend some 3-4 minutes and then you skip it?
Yeah, personally, I would, I won't even read the question. I'll just keep it, and I will keep it for the end part of the exam. Then I will just read it and see if it's solvable or not. But the way I solve my gate paper, every time I attempt any mock test, I do, I do it in one pass. So I mainly try to solve as quickly as possible in the first pass. So I will generally skip these types of questions. Even if some topic I don't know and I feel like the question is easy, but the topic I don't know that well, I will skip it. I won't even read it on first pass. Later after completing the entire paper, I will think about it, which one of the unsolved problems I want to solve first, try first.
One more doubt I just want to ask. Actually, I got this message a few days back from a student. A GoClasses student sent a message to me. He told me that out of 25 marks in the GoClasses test series, some subject test, in that some topic test. In the topic test, he out of 25 marks, he got I think 13 or 14 marks he got, and he was feeling demotivated. Then I asked him how many silly mistakes you did, and he told me that almost 7 to 8 marks of silly mistake he did. So what do you think? Like, because you told that there are multiple analysis that you do, what is the actual performance? And second, if you don't do any silly mistakes, because silly mistakes can be controlled. If you attempt the paper with focus, then silly mistakes can be avoided, or I can say they can be minimized. Maybe you can reduce them out of 7 or 8 marks of silly mistakes. If someone is doing, they can reduce it to maybe 1 mark, or maybe 0.66, something like that. So silly mistakes can be minimized, can be reduced with focus. If with focus and also with continuity, if you keep attempting the test, then slowly your silly mistakes, they will keep decreasing. So what do you think about this particular performance in this particular test? He got 13 14 marks he got. Now he is feeling demotivated, but here he made almost 7 to 8 marks of silly mistakes. What do you think about that particular performance?
I mean, it is still you don't have to look at the marks. I mean, the important part is he has done 7 to 8 marks of silly mistake. So he should focus on, at that time of exam, what went wrong? How did he lose those marks? How did he committed silly mistakes? Sometimes it happens that we miss some small points from the concepts that we want to apply, but and sometimes it happens that we are not we don't put enough concentration towards the solving of the question. So he has to identify that and he has to work on that. I mean, there is no, to be honest, no one can tell you how to reduce the silly mistake, but you have to find why you are doing that, and you have to actively, when giving the paper, you have to actively try not to do the same things that you have identified previously.
Right. So as like we are currently talking about the analysis of the test. So I feel whenever we are analyzing now, sometimes like as Deepak mentioned, there are few questions that are meant to be skipped. Okay. So let's not even talk about that question. And anyway, like during the exam, maybe you may not you may not be finding that question properly. Like you may be spending enough time in that question. But let's not talk about it because we have already discussed it. My next question is that when we are analyzing the paper, at that time there might be some question which is basically looking like that this question, I mean, let's suppose from the synchronization topic. So it's let's suppose that my synchronization topic is very strong, and now I look at that question, and maybe because of some reason I was not able to solve that question. Later on while I'm analyzing, I realize that that question has nothing much to do synchronization, but in GATE many times it happens that the question is having much to do with the aptitude only. Like I mean, for example, that in synchronization they may ask some question which is not related to the exact concept of semaphore, or not related to exact concept of synchronization, that is more related to aptitude. And sometimes the question is only the question is specific, which means that if the question is asking something, that concept or that particular method might be just question specific, may not be very conceptual, it is just maybe about the aptitude. So when we make those kind of questions wrong, and while analyzing, let's suppose that while analyzing we are not even able to solve that particular question, which was most of the time which was aptitude related. So what I'm trying to ask here is that should we spend enough time in solving all the questions which we were not able to solve during the exam, or only to the question which are conceptual and not only the question specific? So I hope you are getting my point. I mean, there are some questions which are very much question specific. There are some questions which are not question specific, in the sense the concept might be used somewhere else also. So now, should we categorize the questions in these ways, or should we just give the equal, fair chance to everyone while analyzing?
Again, I would say it depends on how much time you have at hand. I mean, if let's say you are in your December and you haven't completed 2 subjects, so you can't analyze the test in a very detail. right?
Hmm.
So at that point you should, you should skip it and spend some time on learning new concepts. In December it is still advisable to learn new concepts, but and let's say if you are done with let's say everything you have studied, you are only now attempting tests and revising, then you can give ample time to the analysis part of the test. That is the most important thing. But when it comes you when you don't have enough syllabus completed, you can put the analysis part, you can give some less weightage to that analysis and also give the same. So it depends on person to person what they are, in what stage they are right now in their studies. It depends
Got
on
it.
that completely.
Yes. And also, is there any, number of tests you observe that among the toppers, and how many tests you have attempted, full length test I'm talking about, that what is the, you think that for the average student, obviously it can't be universal, that what is the, on average number of tests any aspirant should attempt, full length test?
I have attempted 10 or 12 full length mock tests, and I remember we talked about this in the meet that we did in Jaipur. There, everyone was telling their numbers. For the average, I would say it is still in the 5 to 15, but there were
Right.
some people who have attempted more than 20 as well. So there is that as well.
Right. It will
So
again depend then on the
you
number
can
of.
take 10 as a safe number. 10 is enough.
Right. And someone is
Shishir,
asking, yes.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So someone on the comment actually was asking that at this point in time, since it is already mid of November, so at this point in time, should we consider attempting subject-wise test or not?
Yeah, you can attempt subject-wise test, but the thing is, you can't give too much time on the analysis part if you want to give subject-wise test. I would say if you haven't attempted, let's say you haven't attempted OS subject-wise test, you can do one thing is you revise, then give test. It will hardly take 1 hour for the test, and you can give another 1 hour for the analysis. So it will it will be helpful for you to test yourself that you have actually understood or not a particular topic, a particular concept from that subject. Let's say for example, in mock test, you won't find every kind of question from one subject. I mean, there's hardly 8 mostly 8 questions per subject comes. So you can't expect to experience every kinds of question. So it is, if you want to check yourself on your understanding, you should attempt subject wise test during your revision as well.
Shishir, what was your frequency of attempting test? Like some student is asking how many tests should we give each day at this point of time in November? So each day should we give test, or like what was your frequency
No.
of attempting the test?
First, I will talk about mock test. Yeah. So in the starting, you should attempt at most one mock test per week, and for the entire week, you should analyze your mistakes, what went wrong, and what kind of questions you are strong at. So at first 2-3 weeks, you should attempt only one mock test per week. After that, you can do 2, maybe 3, depending on how fast you can analyze it.
Right. Okay.
Right. So in the test, should we always expect to get higher and higher? Increase, like the graph should be increasing, or like what should be our expectation in terms of marks?
Yeah, sometimes the test itself comes hard, so your marks will definitely go down. Or sometimes it may happen that you know some subjects partially, and you just got lucky in some mock test that the questions came only from those topics that you know. So on that test, it will go up. In the next test, maybe it will go down. So it will happen. You don't have to see that the score always gets increasing, but you have to find at each test what is your what subject you are particularly got less marks, and you work on that subject first, and after that you can continue with your normal studies that you have planned.
Right. So marks may up and down, but I think the kind of moving average, like if we take average of past four tests and then next four tests, then next four tests, I mean the moving
Yeah,
average
yeah, you should.
might be increasing, but individual
Ye-
test marks might go up and down. Yes, Shishir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's correct analogy.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
I think that will also depend on the subject, which subject you are attempting. If you are talking about mock test, then in the mock test also, Sachin, the way we create mock test, uh, basically we create different levels for the mock test. In like I can talk about Go classes test series.
Right.
So maybe you have also seen that different mock tests have different, I can say, level of
Difficulty
difficulty,
level.
or I can say the level of easiness. So some mock test is the same thing happens in the gate exam also. Some like some gate paper that is very easy, like you already know, I think, that gate 2023 paper, people, I think everyone says that that is on the easier side, and gate 2021 2022, those are, I can say much difficult in the last 7 years. I think I have experience from 2016 to 2023, and from my experience, I can say that in these 9 years, or I can say in these 7 years, I think 2023 and 2020, 2020 and 2023, I think those were easy, on the easy side. The remaining were moderate, and the 2021 2022, these were, I can say, on the hard side. So what I'm suggesting, that students should not feel that they should go, I can say, in the mock test they should go only, I can say, in the increasing order. This is what I'm trying to suggest, because when we are creating the mock test, or in any test series, you can attempt any test series. In any test series, when the test series makers are creating the test, then uh, I don't know about others, but in our mind, in my and Sachin's mind, it comes that okay, we should provide different, I can say, experiences to the students. So maybe in the other test series also this might be happening, that they are providing different experiences. But the point is, according to the test, you should analyze yourself. In some test you will get 80 marks, that is good. In some test you will get 50 marks, and that also should not demotivate you. Basically nothing should demotivate you.
Right.
This is what I'm trying to tell. Whether you get 40 marks, 80 marks, nothing should demotivate you. You should improve. This is not the gate exam, this is just a test series. No one is going to give you award for it. Yeah, unless there is some case prize, or some, I can say, some some prize is there. But other than that, I can say that you should not get demotivated from the test marks, whether it is mock test or subject test, uh, and you should just keep improving. But
Yes, yes,
here,
yes. That's
yes, is it?
yeah. What you said sums it up perfectly. And if you want to judge yourself based on marks, you can find few of your peers who are, I mean, some are above you or some are is on the equivalent level as of you, and you can see how much they are getting and how much you are getting. So that will give you a sense of how well or bad you are doing in some test. At the end of the day, gate is, I mean, relative test. You are not supposed to score 100 or maybe 90. You are supposed to get as low rank as possible. So it is relative in that sense.
Right. Shishir, also one of the question that I have got in my message, that one aspirant was asking that whenever I attempt a test or new test, any mock test or topic wise test, at that time like I expect that the question should be familiar, but every time I might discover that I mean I'm not able to, basically aspirant question is that I'm not able to analyze any pattern in the questions. So which means that every time I attempt a new test, there is a new question. So I'm not able to figure out a pattern. So what to do, because in the gate exam there will be a different question. So how to deal with that? I mean I know that this question might I mean for you it might be you might be thinking that what kind of question it is this, like why you are even analyzing the pattern. But yeah, few experience does it. So what is your advice for them, like if they are trying to see the pattern of the questions among different tests?
So pattern analysis is no, I mean, not the ideal way to study. I mean, you should focus on more on problem solving skills. I mean, developing particular problem solving skills that would help you in solving tests. I mean, uh, I don't know what else to say, to be honest.
Right. So basically, it's nothing related to pattern, right? I mean, at least
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So, Shishir, in Go classes test series, have you observed that in the test, among the test, like there are, let's suppose from the any subject, let's suppose from the compiler design. So, if we are asking some kind of question, then these kind of questions only we are asking, or there is any pattern that you have observed that you were you able to figure out a pattern for Go classes test series tests?
No. I mean, to be honest, I never looked for the patterns, but I mean, after giving certain tests, anyone would figure out if there was a pattern. But as far as I know, there wasn't.
Right. Got it. So we should not even look for these patterns and all. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. And Shishir, when you were attempting, let's suppose, a subject-wise test, at that time, what was your mindset that you be scoring? I mean, so actually in mock test, generally we have the mindset that okay, you should be scoring, let's suppose, based on the preparation, let's suppose 50 plus, 60 plus, 70 plus. I mean, based on the preparation and based on the past, marks, you might be having some benchmark in the mind for the full length. But does this also happen in the subject-wise test that you have some benchmark in the mind?
I mean, everyone wants to score as much as possible, but I also had some aims for every test. But I mean, I don't get demotivated by when I don't meet those benchmark that I have set in my mind. I mean, it is human nature to aim for more and more, but obviously you should control your emotions and not get demotivated by some let's say not so good attempts on the test.
Right.
Shishir, did it ever happen with you that you are attempting some test and some question you did wrong, or maybe you did not solve at all? You skipped it, or maybe you did it wrong. But when you analyzed it, then you got to learn something, I can say, significant, that you felt very happy, and you felt very happy that it is good that I did this question wrong, so that this question caught my attention, and because of this question I got to learn something maybe significant that made you feel happy, that okay, you are very happy with that particular question. Sometimes question can also let you know that you are lacking in this particular topic, in this particular area. So sometimes a particular question can also improve your, I can say, knowledge of a topic significantly. So did it happen with you?
Yeah, I mean, it did happen in the test, but Sachin sir once took a live question discussion session on YouTube for, I guess, C programming. There I found a new way to look at the recursion questions. I mean, that helped me a lot. I mean, it changed my view. Otherwise, I mean, I was previously able to solve recursive questions easily, but still I got to get a new insight on that topic.
Okay. And basically, I remember actually the session that you are talking about. There was a particular session, Sachin. You also told me about that session,
Yes.
recursion based questions, how to analyze them. Some new
Right.
strategy, I think you found you found and you shared
Right.
with the students. So Shishir, did it happen that after that, whenever you are solving this recursion based questions, like you are trying to apply that approach, something like that?
Yeah, I will always do that. I mean, to be exact, what sir told us is you see recursion as an extension of mathematical induction. So, I mean, it gives a better intuitive feel of what the code is doing. I mean, otherwise, I always did the brute force way of solving recursive questions. So that took time. And Sachin sir's that approach helped me to save a lot of time in such questions.
Right. So many times it happens that from the test questions we get to learn something that we also apply in other questions. Yes, it happens many times. Right.
Actually, it happens with me also. As a teacher, it happens with me also. Sometimes I provide video solution or text solution. I provide for some question, and I provide it, I can say, a very lengthy solution. Maybe the solution that I provide, maybe that is time consuming solution. And then some student will provide some, I can say, some clever solution on the GATEOverflow. Multiple students, they provide their answers, their comments, their opinions. So it happens many times that someone will give a more efficient approach to solve the question. You are solving the question, that is good. You are getting the answer, that is good. But someone else will provide you more efficient approach to solve that kind of question. So I think that is a very good thing. You should not think that, okay, I got my answer, so I will stick to my approach. You should not think that. I can say you can learn the another approach, and maybe from the next time it will save you time. So it happens.
So
Yeah,
there is
at my
Yes, is it?
yes, yes.
yeah, during my preparations also, I used to frequently visit GATEOverflow to, I mean, sometimes to post my answers, or most of the times to see what others are posting. I mean, GATEOverflow is the best thing that could have happened in the Gate community. I mean, everyone should at least know about it. I mean, not everyone can use it, but
Actually, when we were students, you can see our answers. I think Sachin's answers from 2016, 2015. I also
Right,
contributed answers in 2017. So at that time, similarly, when you were preparing for the GATE exam, you were a student. Many of your answers on the test series, on the Go
Weekly
Classes test
quizzes.
series, GATEOverflow test series, and on the TIFR questions. I remember that some TIFR questions also you have written some long answers, some good answers you have written. So those things, they help basically, and it's not like they will help only one particular batch. They will help for the next 10 years. If someone has written some very excellent answer almost 7 or 8 years ago, that is still helping students every year. Students are learning from that answer. So that is really very good, and students should contribute. We have also done. When we were students, we have done our contribution. Now, so every year maybe students can contribute, and whenever you are writing an answer on the GATEOverflow, that improves your knowledge also. Did you
Right.
notice this, Shishir, that while
yeah,
while
yeah,
writing the answer, you are thinking more, because you have to be more precise what you are writing with the notations,
yes,
with the formula. So something like that.
yes, yes.
Right.
I mean, it definitely helps. I mean,
Actually, with me sometimes happen that whenever I find some question which is not very well explained on the GATEOverflow, so instead of I answering them, I encourage student, like I give the video solution and I encourage students to answer in the text format. So because I know that whenever you are answering, as Deepak suggested, that at that time you will think more about the solution, that okay, the way to write, and sometimes it happened with me when I was preparing, that I had initial mindset that okay, I will solve in that way, that question, but whenever I am typing, my whole mindset get changed, that okay, no, the other way is better. So this also happens. I think, Shishir, this might have happened with you also.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Recently, someone shared a very nice question on, I mean, that regular language and all. I have seen one comment from Hightech Ka. I mean, he has proved why the half of L is regular. I mean, that I find very fascinating that he could have studied in that depth in his time.
He is right now in IISc. Did you meet Abhishek Ghosh?
No, I haven't met him yet. I will try to connect with him later.
Yes. He is our first batch student, Go Classes first batch student, and he is currently in IISc. His name is Abhishek Ghosh. High tech GA. So
Yeah,
yeah. So yes, he has written answers. I think this half of L that you are discussing, I think 2 or 3 days ago, I think there was some conversation regarding it 2 or 3 days back, right? On the
yeah. I
Telegram.
remember it from that conversation only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, one particular question I want to ask, it's about mindset when you are attempting a different type of test. For example, when you are attempting a weekly quiz, Go Classes weekly quiz, then what is your mindset before attempting, before starting the test? Similarly, when you attempt subject test or topic test, then what is your mindset? And when you attempt mock test, then what is your mindset? Because I feel that in the mock test, it matters more that you should score more marks. I think because when I was a student at that time also, I was taking mock test marks very seriously. Not very seriously, but I can say yes, comparatively. Like in the subject test, I did not care much about the marks, but in the mock test, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it that I should score more. I should score more. So what was your mindset in these three things, like before attempting the mock test, or I can say during the mock test, what is your mindset, and for the subject or topic test, what is your mindset, and for the weekly quizzes, what was your mindset in all of them?
In subject-wise test and weekly test, I means first revised the entire topic and then attempted it. And I always had one aim that I have to score maximum. I mean, as much as possible that I can get. And in mock test, it is. I mean, it is completely different from the previous thing. So in mock test, what I used to do is uh, I mean, I always told myself that you don't have to rush, read question properly, and try to solve it. Pay attention, I mean, to the questions. Sometimes what happens, we miss some small details, and then the entire question gets, I mean, 0 marks. So it is silly mistake. You have to be aware of that.
Okay, so you are saying that in the mock test you were, I can say, more focused or more careful to not make it wrong, to not make a
Yeah,
question
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
But in the subject or weekly quizzes, like you were, I can say, kind of casual. Of course, you are trying to get maximum marks, but comparing to the mock test, I can say the focus in the mock test, comparing to that, you were okay. If some silly mistake happens, that is also okay with you, something like that.
Well, I mean, if mock test, I mean, what happens is the entire syllabus comes, and as you know, most of the times we don't know the entire syllabus. We have prepared maybe 90%, yeah, 85%, and then we also at that time it becomes more important that we should not do any silly mistake to get better marks. I mean, in mock test, sorry, in subject test or weekly test, you already have read the syllabus, and then only you are attempting. So then my mind, like in my mind, it goes like, yeah, you can afford one or two silly mistakes, but if we attempt more questions, then definitely I'm going to get good marks. So in mock test, I mean, it is kind of optimization what you want to focus more on to get the maximum result.
Is there one doubt Saurabh is asking? Can we learn one subject in January? Actually, why this doubt is coming? Let me tell you that on the YouTube, many YouTubers they put fear in students' mind that no, in January you cannot study something new. January is only for revision. You cannot touch a new concept. You cannot touch a new subject. You cannot start a new subject. So something like this, many YouTubers they I can say they they tell students. So students they get, I can say, students they make this kind of deadline that okay, after December, this means basically from 1st January I will not study anything new. So this type of planning, I can say, students are making after watching these YouTube videos. What is your opinion about it? Like, do you agree with it that in January you should not study something new, like you cannot start a new subject, or I can say you cannot study new topics in January?
I mean, ideally, one should finish everything before that, before 1 January. But I mean, we don't live in ideal world. Everyone makes some mistakes. They get behind the deadlines. So it is fine if you are putting your hours in revision in mock test. Then you can put aside 1 or 2 hours for studying new topics. Then it's fine. But you should not say like, I will only study and I will not give mock test, I will not revise. This you should not do. I mean, you should first give priority to mock test revision, and then when the I mean, if you had 1 or 2 hours in your hand, you can study new topics. Uh, I remember I have also studied, I mean, some parts of DBMS in the late, I mean, 20s or 30s of the January, in the late 20s of the January.
The DBMS questions actually in 2023, those were so easy. I think you
Yeah.
did not get benefit. But but basically the point you are saying is that you if ideally we should complete, ideally we should complete the syllabus, I can say, by end of December you should complete the syllabus, and the complete January you should give for revision and mock test. But if if some subject is remaining, let's assume that one or two subject is remaining, then uh, then should you leave them? Because there are some doubts in this chat. I can see that there are some students are asking, can I leave compiler, design, compute network? So some this type of doubts students are asking. So basically in the month of November they are thinking of leaving some subject. Is that good?
No, no, no. Right now, you don't have to think about that. I mean, if you are feeling that you would end up leaving some subject, you have to put more time right now so that this question doesn't even arise in the January. Yeah. But in case, suppose you couldn't finish all the subject, I mean, you are remaining with, let's say, one or two subject, then you can study. I mean, at least study the easy topics from that subject, attempt questions from that part which you have studied. At least it gives you a chance to score marks on that easy subject. Because everyone, I mean, whoever has studied the subject that you haven't, they will definitely score on the easy topics of that subject, and you will lose on that. So you should at least make an effort to study the easy topics from the remaining subjects that you are left.
Sir, how to know that, like if you did not study a subject, in BTech students, they do not study much. They do not even know the syllabus of the subject. Now, if you did not start a subject, then how do you know that, yeah, in this subject, in this particular subject, which topics are easy? Like any subject, if we pick in operating system, like I can say that scheduling is easy, I can say.
Yes.
But what about, like, basically my question is, can you, like, I'm asking you that, can you make a list for every subject, that okay, if you want to skip if you want to skip this subject, if you have decided that I will skip this subject, then just study these topics. From this subject, just study these topics. Are you getting my question? That if a student has decided that I will leave operating system, I cannot study operating system, I don't have time. Now, in that situation, a student can study scheduling. So this type of
Yeah.
list, can you make, can you compile? Maybe we can also help you, maybe other previous toppers also can help you, but like, can we make this type of list, and will it be helpful for the students?
I mean, yeah, we can make it, but will it be helpful? I mean, we can't say for sure, but yeah, we can definitely try. I mean, so many, gate toppers are uh, connected with Go classes, so we can make one Excel sheet and everyone can put their inputs in there. So it will hardly take 1 or 2 days. Everyone can contribute and we will get what we wanted.
Right, right. I think it will be
But
like
in OS, I think leaving synchronization, all other topics are pretty easy to understand and to solve the questions correctly. Like the file system, it's mainly if you understood the file system, then uh, there comes simply calculations in that. I mean, the file size or
right, right,
uh,
right. It's easy to get
that in
marks.
OS and
Right. So yeah, in every subject there are topics that you mentioned. In computer networks also, I think that TCP, UDP, these things are almost every year they ask the question from this TCP, and I think it's like hardly, I mean, a long, I mean hardly a long topic, which means like it's a very small topic, can be covered in 7 to 8 hours at most. This TCP or 7 to 10 hours, and you can easily score good marks in just transport layer, and similarly for network layer. Yeah, there are topics in every subject. I agree. Okay. So, Shishir, one of the question that one aspirant is asking is that should we keep on changing our strategy while attempting the mock test? Like, for example, first we should attempt, let's suppose 2 marks, or maybe first we should attempt aptitude, and if it is not working, then next time change it, then next time change it. So, should we keep on changing, or after a certain point in time we should stick to some strategy?
you should definitely make incremental updates in your strategy. I mean, not drastically change it. I mean, just change few small things here and there in your strategy to attempt the test. Uh, Mostly, you have to. I mean, at least, I mean, whatever strategy you want to apply on the the gates actual gate paper, that strategy you should be having, you should be pretty familiar with that. I mean, you have to solve 5 to 6 mock tests in that same using that same strategy that you are going
Good.
to solve on that day.
Right,
The
right.
practice is more important than having a perfect strategy. I mean, even
Right.
with perfect strategy, if you don't practice enough, you will mess it up somewhere.
Actually, what is perfect for someone also depends on that person also. I
Yeah, yeah,
remember
yeah.
once, I think when you were in Jaipur, I think we had this discussion, or maybe in your interview, I don't remember, but but I remember I had this discussion with you. I told that I always go for 2 marks. I personally, I whenever I attempt GATE exam, then I start with 2 marks, and then I at the end I go to aptitude. This is what I told. Then I think you told that you start with aptitude,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
you start with aptitude, then you basically then you go. So this is what I'm saying, that different people, they have their own strategy and it works for them. So it's nothing like, uh, if you are aspirant, if you are GATE aspirant and you are thinking, okay, Shishir is doing this, so I will also do this. If I don't do this, I will not top the GATE exam. So okay, it does not work. This is what I'm telling you. Every strategy also, I can say, it becomes perfect, or maybe it can become worse. That depends on you. Okay, so just whatever works for you, that is good. Okay, whatever works. I start with 2 marks question because in the beginning I'm very calm minded, and so I want to solve 2 marks question. At the end, 1 mark question I can solve, I can say, very quickly. So that is the reason I keep 1 marks question for the end. But Sisir, what is your logic? What, like, why do you start with aptitude?
Yeah, because I never prepared for aptitude, as in I'm preparing for aptitude. I just know few mathematical things that are required for aptitude, so I start with it, so that I mean I can think more clearly on probable approaches to solve some question. So I give half an hour to the aptitude part. Once I'm done with it, then I don't look back. Then I move like solving the technical part. In that also, I mean, if the questions are jumbled, like 1 or 2 marks question, there is no specific numbering in them. They are jumbled. So I just start from one to like till the list goes. But in 2023's GATE paper, it was, I mean, the first 1 mark question were in the starting and 2 mark question were in the end part. So I then when I got to know that, then I switched from 2 marks question.
Okay, here
So
actually one suggestion I want to give to the students, that it was given in the 2023 exam. When you go and sit on your desk, then you read the instructions. It was written there that the questions are not jumbled, 1 mark questions and then 2 marks questions. So this was already given in the instruction, and some students did not study that instruction, and later I have seen, Sisir, I have seen that some students, they told me that, sir, I did not know that 1 marks followed by 2 marks, I did not know. If I knew, maybe I could have changed my strategy, something like that.
yeah, initially when I started, I also didn't know, but after attempting 10 or 11 questions, then I got to know that all the questions are very easy. So what is going on? Then I checked that all 1 mark questions are in the front and 2 mark questions are at the back end of the paper. So then I changed.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that please read the instructions. GATE exam is just, I can say, they keep changing the pattern. In 2020 only, actually, only in 1 year, that is 2022, only in that year they jumbled, I think. Sachin, do you remember?
Yeah,
I
in
think only for 1 year
2022
they
they did,
jumbled. They
yes.
mixed 1 year and 1 mark and 2 mark question. They mixed, MCQ, MSQ, everything mixed.
Right.
It was like, it was really, I can say, kind of messed up paper. I remember that one question is MSQ, next is MCQ, next is 2 marks, next is 1 mark, next is NAT. Everything was mixed in 2022. But
Right.
yeah, so if you read the instruction before starting your exam, then maybe you can decide something. You can.
Right. Actually, for me, generally my strategy used to be that I start from question number one till question number last question 65. So it actually for me doesn't matter whether aptitude is coming first or 1 mark is coming first, 2 mark is coming first. I always start with question number one and go to the end. And actually, the thing is that I never thought even about the strategy, that what strategy I will be making. So I attempted, I mean, in my time of preparation, I attempted the mock test in the similar way and the gate exam also in the similar way. So I think these kind of experience might be there still. Okay, that they are not even thinking about the strategy and starting from question number one.
Yeah, these kind of aspirants, of course they might be there, but I can say that you told your strategy also. I can say that I attempted only with single strategy, that okay, I will start with 2 marks, then I will go to 1 marks. Okay, so that was my strategy for every test. Ultimately, whatever works for you, please, you can follow that. Okay, you can follow that. If you top the gate exam, then you can say that your strategy is good. Okay, so it just depends on, I can say, with your strategy, if you top, then it works, right? So just follow it. Whatever works for you, just follow it.
Right. So just make your own strategy. Like, I mean, that's the conclusion here.
So Ankit is asking, can you please clear what is enough? PYQ plus mock, is that enough? So Shishir, what is, I can say, minimal set of questions that you should solve? Can you tell? Minimal set of questions that okay, if you do these things very, I can say, nicely, then you should be confident that you have done good preparation. So can you suggest something?
Questions, I mean, I would say you should do the concepts first and then try to do some nice questions on that. I mean, the nice questions is in, I mean, say quotations. You can consider some nice questions as only PYQs, as or as mock tests, or anything that you can get your hands on.
Actually, the
But
student Ankit is asking, can you clear what is enough? He wants to know what is sufficient. So he's asking PYQ plus mock, is that enough, or like some kind of sufficiency he's asking for?
uh, every year, let's say, I mean, 5 to 10,000 people do these everything. I mean, they solve all PIQs, they attempt mock tests, but not everyone. I mean, hardly 500 to 1,000 people go above 50 marks. There is nothing like sufficient condition of getting top rank. I mean, the only thing that is going to help you, I mean, it is still not sufficient. It is only going to help you is that you understand the concepts nicely, and you solve whatever question you are going to solve during your preparation phase in proper manner. Not like yeah, these three options are not correct, so the fourth option is definitely going to be correct. So don't solve like this. I mean, these are the things that will help you, but it is still not sufficient.
Right. But
Actually
still,
there
like,
are many questions. Actually there are many questions for which students do this, that there are four options. They already know that option C is correct. They already know this. Let's assume from their notes, it is in their notes it is written that okay, option C is correct. They already know this. Now they don't know anything about option A, B, C, A, B, D. Let's assume that I can say they are not confident, or I can say they don't understand option A, B, D. Still, what they will do, they know that option C is correct. They will tick it and they will go to the next question. So basically, their purpose is to get the answer. For this question, I want to get the answer. I know that for this question, answer is option C. Now they will go to the next question. They will not analyze option A, B, D. They don't really care about those options. So this type of aspirants, I can say, these type of aspirants are also there, and I can say that many aspirants, they fall in this category.
right. And
Yeah, I
also,
mean,
yes, Shishir.
when you say you solved a question, I mean, you should at least know, I mean, in your mind, these are the steps that I followed to get the answer. I mean, on rough, you can do like some hand wavy explanation and say that this is the answer, but in your mind, you should be clear, like exactly why is this correct.
And also, like as Shishir, you are saying that should be clear that why all the remaining options are wrong and only this option is correct. So it should happen, I think, most of the time. But sometimes due to the time crunch, like for some question, like as we already discussed, that we might not be able to analyze. So I think for few questions, only for rare questions, if there is literally a time crunch, I mean, it is not because that you already have the time and still you are not knowing that why other options are wrong. It is just because that you have time crunch, then only you can skip the analysis part, that why other options are wrong. But yeah, in the gate exam, it doesn't matter that whether you know why other options are wrong or not. Like, it only matters that whether you know that which is correct, I mean, in the exam, in those 3 hours. But later on, obviously, we should be analyzing, that we should be knowing the complete analysis, as Deepak always do, with many variations, in fact, for any question. So yeah.
So that's the point. During preparation, what you are doing, and in those 3 hours, what you are doing. Some students, and even some teachers, they mix these two things. They just make it equal. That okay. For example, let's assume there is a gate question, and for that gate question, let's assume you are solving that question with complete analysis. You are solving that question, all the 4 options analysis you are doing. You are checking what is the proof, why this is correct, why this is wrong. So let's assume you are doing the complete analysis. Then someone will tell you, भाई value रखना, n की value रख, answer आ जाएगा. So
Yeah.
then someone will suggest this. On the GATEOverflow website also, I have seen this type of comments. Like, let's assume there is a best selected answer is, let's assume that is very good, detailed answers, proof is given, every complete analysis is given in the best selected answer. Then there will be a comment, okay, down there will be a comment that n equal to 2 रखते ही आंसर आ रहा है, सारे ऑप्शन एलिमिनेट हो गए, आंसर आ रहा है. एंड ऑन दैट कमेंट देयर विल बी 10 or 20 अपवर्ड्स. स्टूडेंट्स विल फील वेरी हैप्पी कि यार n की वैल्यू 2 रखते ही मेरा आंसर आ रहा है. तो स्टूडेंट्स, दे डोंट रियलाइज दैट गेट के अंदर जरूरी नहीं है ना कि n की वैल्यू 2 रख के, हो सकता है क्वेश्चन थोड़ा चेंज हो जाएगा, NIT टाइप हो जाएगा क्वेश्चन. जरूरी थोड़ी कि हर बार MCQ आएगा. MCQ में तो चलो फिर भी मतलब इजी है कि आप ऑप्शन एलिमिनेट कर सकते हो, लेकिन अब तो MSQ भी डाल दिया गेट ने. MSQ भी आ गया, ऊपर से NAT भी है. तो अब तो मतलब प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ चुकी है कि आपको कंप्लीट एनालिसिस करना चाहिए. पहले तो चलो 2 टाइप के क्वेश्चन थे, MCQ, NAT. ओके, लेकिन अब तो प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ चुकी है, एक तरीके से कंप्लीट एनालिसिस आपको करना चाहिए, या फिर थोड़ी आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग अच्छी होनी चाहिए. उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ चुकी है, क्योंकि MSQ और NAT दोनों के लिए आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग अच्छी चाहिए. उसके अंदर आप ऑप्शन एलिमिनेट नहीं कर सकते.
Shishir,
But here,
हाँ.
Sachin, just one last point. Here, I want to say what you told, that basically for all the questions you don't need this complete analysis. Okay, for all the questions, because no one has 100% understanding of all the concepts. No one has. Okay, we can prepare for 10 years and still we will never get that 100% understanding of I can say perfect understanding of all the concepts in the
there will
GATE
be always
syllabus.
a question, right, for which we have to struggle.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. So I suggest that if you have, I can say, if you are comfortable with the 70 to 80% PYQs, then you should be happy. Okay, you don't need, I can say, कि सारे गेट PYQ अगर आप सोल्व करोगे, सारे के सारे, हर एक गेट PYQ का अगर आपको अच्छी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, तभी आपका गेट क्रैक होगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद 70 to 80% गेट PYQs, I think you will be topper. What do you think, Shishir?
Yeah, I completely agree with.
Yes, Sachin, you were saying something.
Yeah, Shishir, just one or two last questions from my side. So you have answered all the questions really well. Just one or two last questions from my side and also from the experience side. That how many times we should do PYQs? This is the first question. Second question is that should we only do PYQs from, let's suppose, last 15 years, 20 years? I mean, does this even the question make is this question relevant that we should only do PYQs from last 20 years or last 15 years? And how many times you did all the PYQs? These are my 2 questions, if you like to answer.
No, a good question is always a good question, and I mean, it doesn't matter if it is from 15 years ago or 20 years ago. I mean, you should attempt it. I mean, the more the merrier. We would say. So you will get more questions. Attempt all, whatever you can. And
Right.
sorry, what was the second question?
How many times you did PYQs?
Yeah, I did only once. I mean, I didn't finish all PYQs, it's all subject PYQs, but yeah, I mean, there's no point in solving PYQs twice or thrice. You can, but you can do one thing is, whatever the hard PYQs you come across, you can bookmark them and you can visit them later during your revision phase.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, yes, Shishir.
I mean, only looking at, solving PIQ a second time is only valuable if the PYQ is hard. I mean, otherwise, why would you even spend your time on that?
Yeah, so I kind of agree with that. I mean, you are saying that multiple iterations might not be useful, but actually, as a human, like we want to get the confidence. I mean, however, we are getting either by multiple time revising or multiple time looking at the notes, or how and whatever way we are getting the confidence, it works for us. So I did PYQs. I think at my time twice, not all the PYQs obviously. I just bookmark few of the PYQs that okay, I will be doing that again, and I did all the PYQs once and bookmark again. I mean, in the second iteration, it was just for my sake of confidence that okay, now I did all the PYQs nicely. So it is just like that, just for the sake of confidence. Maybe
Uh,
it is better.
yeah. I mean, you can use that bookmark PIQ as your revision strategy. I mean, rather than looking at notes, you can solve those bookmark PIQs, and then you will be like sure that yeah, I still remember the topic pretty well. So that will mitigate your need to read the notes.
Right.
Actually,
Yeah, I
one point
mean,
I want to mention one point when I was preparing for the GATE exam. So there were some PYQs which I had marked that I will never attempt again. So so basically those were too tough, I can say. So when I'm solving them first for the first time, in the first iteration when I'm solving those questions, then I'm telling myself that let's assume I solve it. Okay, and this question comes again in the GATE exam, then I will not be able to solve it. At least I can say at least I need 20 minutes. Okay, so there are some PYQs, like I can tell you there is one PYQ in GATE 1991. There is one GATE PYQ based on finite automata, product automata construction. Okay, so I think many GATE aspirants have not even seen this question. This question has so many less views. I can say on the GATEOverflow website, for every GATE PYQ, there are 10,000 views, 20,000 views. For that GATE PYQ, GATE 1991 PYQ, there are only 500, 600 views.
Oh,
So, in the
clueless.
last 15 years, in the last, I think 12 or 13 years, only 500, 600 views are there on that PYQ. And there was no answer for that PYQ. There was no answer available. There was no explanation available. So I remember that question I had seen when I was preparing for the GATE exam. At that time also I had seen, and I told myself that this is too complicated. Like, okay, I will never solve this question again. That is when I was aspirant. Of course, now that question is answered. I answered that question, but still, when some student is solving that question and student is sending me that, sir, I read your explanation for that question, but I did not understand. So I just tell that student that
Skip
if you
it.
read the explanation and if you still did not understand, then please skip it, because this question before reading the explanation also you can skip. That is too complicated. So do you think there are some PYQs which are, I can say, not worth solving, not worth your, I can say, spending the time in those PYQs? Do you think there are some GATE PYQs like that?
personally, I think I haven't come across any such questions, and I have definitely not seen the question that you are talking about. But otherwise, there are few questions which are completely opposite to what you said. I mean, they are very easy, very trivial. One should also not look at them.
Okay, right. Yes. Too trivial. Like there is no need to read. Even I can say on the GATEOverflow, if multiple answers are there, you don't even need to read those answers. You just get the answer and you just move on because it is too easy, right?
Yeah.
So if anyone has any other doubt, please ask.
Yeah,
So I
related
can
to
see.
test series and all.
I think most of the doubts we have answered. Please let us know. Did your doubt get answered? Because today we have Shishir, so I think he will become very busy again due to his IISc, I can say,
Okay.
academics. So please let us know if you have any doubt. In the comments, you can let us know if anyone has any doubt. So for the first semester, Shishir, there is a gate as the gate
Yeah.
aspirant.
I also wanted to answer this question.
Yes.
I mean, you are in your first sem, so the best thing that you can do is study whatever your college curriculum has. But if your college is not that good, then you should definitely try to study it from various NPTEL playlists and follow at least a single standard textbook for that subject. I mean, it will give you nice understanding of uh, every subject or topics, and you can simultaneously start doing programming as well if you want. Other than that, there's nothing more to it.
Actually, to the first year students, I also want to suggest this, that if I go back to my BTech and if I start from the beginning, then I will also spend time on the coding and programming. If you are preparing for the GATE exam, that is fine, that is good. You have enough time. Okay, you are in the first semester, so you have almost 3 years. You will be attempting your GATE exam after 3 years, or maybe after 2 years. So you have enough time for your GATE preparation as well as your programming and coding. So because you are in the first year, so don't stick to, I can say, one goal. In the first semester, if you are making a goal that, okay, I will only go in this particular direction, then maybe you can miss out on some opportunities. So because you are in the first semester, so take advantage of all the opportunities, learn, explore, and do some coding, programming, so these things you explore, that will be, I think, beneficial. If you are in third year
Yeah,
and if you are in third year, then you can, I can say, if and you are preparing for the GATE exam, you are in third year, then you can stick to your GATE preparation. But in the first year, I think you can explore, right?
yeah. One more thing that I would like to add is, I mean, to the first year or second year students, is you study everything that is in your curriculum well, and you can in your third year or in your fourth year apply to various IITs or IISc for research internship. I mean, definitely you can come here for 4 to 6 months, and uh, it will be a great experience for you.
Right. And also, like, I mean, for the first year, second year students, they should not be very confined to only one thing. I mean, whatever learning opportunity is coming on the way. I mean, they should not. I think they should not look at the things as okay, oh, this is a small thing or the big thing. For example, that I will not do web development because web development is a small thing. I will only do, for example, blockchain. I will only do machine learning because it's on the trend, it's on the hype. So don't do these things. I mean, everything that you are learning will be later useful. So don't just say that okay, I will not do this because it's not in the trend, or maybe it's not about the trend. It's because that you will be getting low paying job because of the web development or any other skill that you think of. So don't order the skills based on the the job market for now, because you are in the first year. Just try to see that what you are what is the thing that makes you most interesting. Yeah, this is the one point that I would like to add. So I think, Shishir, we have answered all the questions very nicely, and all thanks to you that you have taken all the questions very patiently. So this session is only about the test series, was only about the PYQs, was only about the questions and all. So I think we have strict this session to only one goal, and it later on, after the session is over, later on the recordings will be very helpful to all the aspirants. So, I would like to conclude the session unless Deepak has something else to add. Yeah, Deepak.
Uh, I only have one line to add, because this session is about how to approach the test series, how to approach the test questions, weekly quizzes, or I can say GATE PYQs, how to approach questions. So I just have one thing to tell you, that from bottom of my heart, if you are in if you are preparing by yourself, or if you are a Go Classes student, or if you are preparing from any other institute, few things that I want to give you as a conclusion. One thing is, GATE PYQs are very powerful. Okay, so they are more powerful than any coaching material, including Go Classes. Okay, we are from Go Classes, but still I'm telling you that GATE PYQs are the most powerful, because those are created by the GATE professors, IIT, IISc professors. They have created GATE PYQs, and so those are very powerful. So don't compromise on the GATE PYQs. If you want to compromise, let's assume you have less time, and if you want to compromise, either you can solve GATE PYQs, all the GATE PYQs, or you can solve the subject test, topic test. then you go for gate PYQs. Okay, in that situation, if you have I can say, if you have some limitation of time, then I suggest that you go for the gate PYQs, because they are very powerful. If you have done gate PYQs, once you have done all the gate PYQs from the beginning till the end, okay, all the gate PYQs if you have done, then you can go for the mock test, subject test, or your, I can say, practice material of whatever coaching institute you are following. Okay, you can go for that, but please don't compromise with the gate PYQs. Okay, so that is one thing I want to tell. Second thing, don't think that only 10-year or last 15-year gate PYQs you have to solve. Please solve all the gate PYQs from the beginning till the end, because as Shishir told, a good question will always remain a good question. Okay, so don't think that only last 10-year question I will solve. No, please solve from the beginning. I can say 1987, 1988, from that I can say till now, all the gate questions you solve. So gate PYQs, don't underestimate gate PYQs. They are very powerful. So please don't undermine those. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, whatever test you are attempting in any test series, whatever weekly quiz you are attempting in the Go classes, I want to tell you that instead of feeling demotivated, please improve. If you improve, then after every test, if you improve, then you are getting closer to a top rank in the gate exam. Let me tell you that few days back I posted on LinkedIn related to this, analysis improvement. So some post I posted on the LinkedIn, and I got a comment from our old student Sivang Sharma. He is in IIT Bombay right now, and he got all India rank 34 last year. He is Go classes last year student, and he also mentioned in the comment, he mentioned that he also did not get top marks in the mock test. He did not get top marks in the subject test, but still he got all India rank 34 in the gate exam. So you can see, there are toppers, there are many toppers who do not get, I can say, top marks or top ranks in the test series. Still they become gate topper. Okay, so it happens because after every test they are improving. Okay, instead of getting demotivated, they are improving. They are telling themselves that our end goal is gate exam. Okay, that is our end goal. We are preparing for the gate exam. Okay, so of course you analyze after every test, you analyze, you improve. Whatever concept you did not understand, whatever topic you did not understand, okay, then analyze it, then improve it, revise it, then solve that question again. Okay, next time, if that same question next time in the next test, if that same question comes, then you should be able to solve it. So this is what I'm telling you, that if you consistently, if you just focus on the improvement after every test, then you are getting closer to the top rank in the gate exam. Okay, so these are some suggestions from bottom of my heart, because I myself have cracked gate exam many times. Okay, I have many top ranks in the gate exam. So this is from my experience that I'm telling you. So these things you can consider. It does not matter which test series you are attempting, test series, weekly quizzes, whatever you attempt, just consistently just keep improving. Okay, after every test, analyze and improve. Okay, so this is all from my side. Sachin, Shishir, you want to conclude maybe?
Yeah, I think we can. Yes, Shishir, you would like to add something?
Yeah, no. I think I'm done.
Okay. So thank you everyone for watching. Like just one line I would like to add, that there will be the time that you will be getting less marks, as Deepak said, and there will be the time you will be getting very good marks also. It's not like that you will be only getting less marks. So irrespective of how much marks you are getting, I mean, there will be the sad time you will automatically get sad, you will automatically get happy. But the only differentiating factor is that are you restarting if you are getting sad, are you restarting within just 2 hours or 3 hours? That will be the major differentiating factor between many of the experience. So that's all I would like to say. Thank you everyone. Take care.
Thank you, Shishir, for joining. And always, whenever you join, in any session, that is really helpful for the GATE aspirants. Actually, there are many Go classes students. They tell, in the private Telegram group, or they send a message that, sir, can we have a session with Shishir sir, to discuss the test series. That is the reason. Whenever someone tells me, sir, how to approach the test series, the first thing I tell them is to watch your interview. So that is the reason this session we wanted to conduct, and I hope to all the viewers, to all the GATE aspirants who are watching this video, I hope this session was helpful to you. I hope we answered your doubt, whatever doubt you have. So still, if you have some doubt which we did not answer, you can comment and we will request Shishir to reply to your comment. Okay, so if you have any doubt which we did not answer, please watch the video. Okay, after watching the complete video, if still your doubt is unresolved, then please comment. Okay, and Shishir, Shishir, please reply to that comment if some student is asking some
okay.
doubt. Okay, so Shishir will reply to your comment. Whatever doubt you have, please ask. Okay, feel free to ask. Okay, and also let us know, did you find this session helpful? Okay, so please give us your feedback, and that will also help us, conduct more these type of sessions, maybe with more, I can say, previous year toppers. We can invite more toppers, and we can have these type of sessions we can have. Okay, so thank you, Cecil, for joining. Thank you so much.